AnimeSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
Hey guys, Rizwan here from Toku Secrets. Tonight we're going to be reviewing episode 7 of Kamen Rider Ghost, and also talking about the most recent news on Dobutsu Sentai Ziozer. Hope I'm saying that right. If not, well, Zapan, help me out here. Anyway, as I said, I'm Rizwan, also known as CMD Drake on Twitter and Instagram. Phoenix Lemon on Steam if you want to hit me with some video games. And the Blue Commander of Otaku Sentai Digital Ranger, and Commander Drake of Anime Secrets. And I'm joined by...
What's up, guys? I'm Nippin' Dasa. My agent's name on Anime Secrets is Broken Silver, and I am also Otaku Sentai Digiranger's Silver Knight. What is going on? And we're also joined by...
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Anthony Davis, also known as White Angel in Digiranger. And I'm also Kyoto Green in the Power Chamber, and I'm also joined by...
This is Ronald Budsy, aka the Green Terrier from Otaku Sentai Digiranger, aka the Bringer of Storms, aka the Texas Trap King, aka Mr. You Already Know It, aka You Already Seen It, aka Once It Goes Up, It Stays Up, aka...
That's what Sue said. AKA, you're done.
I'm done.
Let's just dump it, cut it down to Ronald Budsy, aka the King of AKAs. So
No, I think this is becoming a part of our staple now as Toku Secrets, that we have Ronalds do this long string of AKAs that make no sense whatsoever. Like, Texas Trap King? What does that even mean?
I don't know what that is.
And also, once it goes up, it never comes down? What?
That sounds a little...
having lived in Texas for a little bit, that's probably what people...
I was referring to my status, okay? I wasn't referring to any sexual innuendos, all you creeps out there.
Man. Okay. Well, like I said, we're reviewing episode 7 of Kamen Rider Ghost. But, real quick, before we get onto that train, get it? Because Tokuser's gone and we can't get on that train anymore.
Boo-hoo. Tears.
Yeah, I know, right? Dobutsu Sentai Ziozer will be premiering on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2016. So, for all of y'all out there...
y'all furries, it's about to get wild.
I can't believe you said that on our podcast. But okay.
All I gotta say is
that...
to all of the furries out there who may be listening, Anime Secrets and Toku Secrets has by no means any hatred towards furries. We actually like y'all, so any anger about that statement, take it with Ronald, not us.
We respect y'all. We don't like them. But they do.
And all I gotta say is that if Ziozer turns out to be a disappointment, which I am probably 50-50 on right now, that's going to be a horrible Valentine's Day present for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. This means two things. A, Ninja's over and we don't have to worry about lawnmowers anymore.
Thank you.
And B...
No more Takaharu.
Yeah. And B, if you do if your girlfriend does Tokusatsu and Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, all that stuff, well, hey, you got a perfect date already planned out. It's cheap, affordable. Get a box of pizza from Domino's and you're good to go.
And
hey, if you don't have a girlfriend or a significant other, then hey, you can just, still get a pizza, sit down, watch Super Sentai. Because, yeah.
Hashtag Sentai and chill.
Can that be a hashtag for real? Because I think it needs to be.
Yeah, it does. And as for me, Ninja,
Sentai and chill. My gosh, that's genius.
Yeah.
Sentai and chill. Why have I never thought of that? I need to go find a girl now and be like, hey, you want a Sentai and chill?
She's like, what?
Hey, I could... that I could probably work on a girl that I'm trying to get with right now. So
Hey, pretty girl.
I'm gonna
Come
laugh.
here and let me
You know what, Nathan? I'm gonna
What?
laugh
Oh my
if the girl that you're
gosh.
talking to listens to our podcast.
oh boy, yeah, all right. I don't know. I think she watched my interview with Dan Southworth. I'm not sure about that.
Oh man, if she watches that and select our channel, then you're in trouble now, dude.
Well,
Cause she'll be expecting to come up to be like, "Hey, babe, want to go Sentai and chill?"
Uh,
okay. Well, I didn't mention her by name, so I just
Yes,
mentioned her
but
by
we all know your name is Nathan Desa.
yeah, but I could be a there could be another Nathan Desaw in this world. So
Who likes Toku?
There's only one Nathan Desa out
With
there.
your voice.
You can't be replaced, man. I'm sorry.
Plus, in the last episode of this podcast, you were on video.
okay, you got a point
You're
there.
kind of scared.
oh well, I'm
If the girl's actually listening, dude, give him some.
guys, I'm Nathan Desaw. I can pull myself out of any hole that I'm in. So
Nathan, you need to check. Need to just look at the chat.
Anyway,
okay, that was completely derailed. Sorry about that, but
Sorry.
yeah, point is
Moving on.
that Zero-Oger's coming on. It might be good. It might suck. I don't know, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not. So, for all you Sentai people out there who love it, just go in there with an open mind, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a quick clarification. I love Sentai a lot. I love Gokaizer, I love Go Buster, I love Kyoritsu.
Same.
Tokyuzer and Ninja, what the hell happened to Sentai?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh my god,
it's
it's
like
terrible.
I mean, aside from
I,
the three characters in Tokyo that I don't like, it's only bad because some characters. With Ninja, it's pretty much everything. It's like,
yeah.
how
I
do
mean, I
you?
don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
with
we could
Anthony.
I think we could officially say. I mean, I'm not gonna say that Ni Ninja is that bad, but like, I could almost say that maybe like a Ni Ninja could be like officially like a like Power Rangers is Operation Overdrive. I guess no, no, like
It
Super
is.
Sentai
I know what you
Operation
mean.
Overdrive.
Have there been worse?
Ghost
I mean,
Sager was
Ghost
pretty
Sager
close,
was
I
a
heard.
little worse,
Yeah.
but and
But
it's
again, you quit at
I'm just
episode
curious.
18, so it could have gotten worse after that.
Yeah, I mean, like episode 18 could have been like the last, like, like it could have it just ended just like that after
yeah, but all
18, and then
yeah, but like because because I find that really interesting because like Power Rangers is kind of still in its dark age. I mean, yes, it's in a good season right now, but until like we have like a series of good seasons, we can't officially say it's out of its dark age. But
Yeah. We're
so,
Okay, when you say
we're
Dark Age, you
slowly
make it sound like
coming.
it's medieval.
plague.
You know where what he means.
I know what you mean.
but yeah, I mean the way I see it is that like the dark age of Power Rangers began with Mystic Force, which wasn't that bad, but it still kind of showed problems that were going to come up in other seasons. Then Operation Overdrive just came in and like hammered it in the head, like, yep.
Hey, hang on. Single Fury fixed it for a bit.
It did.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not talking about Power Rangers here. We're talking about Kamen Rider Ghost.
Yeah,
Ghost.
but yeah, we're just getting our brief thoughts on like what we think Zero is. I mean, maybe it'll be Jungle Fury, like it'll be a breath of fresh air, but who knows?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Go, 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 go.
Anyway, Anthony, you want to do the honors?
Yes, I do.
Alright, have fun.
All right, so let's see. In this episode, you
But
know,
we're on Kamen Rider Ghost now. We're done with Sentai.
yeah, in this episode of Ghost, of course, you know, this is going to be about Billy the Kid, and we're introduced to two new things called Ghost gadgets that was received to Taku was not Taku. Is I saying the name right? Taku.
Yeah, Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He receives them from you know, old Grandpa Sage, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, two new gadgets for you. You know, have fun." And they literally, and it's like, okay, it's kind of random. It's just two new things out of nowhere. And then, like, this is, you know, the bro episode. I'm gonna call it the bro episode because you'll find out why. Uh,
Teh.
and go ahead, Riz. You carry
No,
your line
no,
because
no, no.
you
We'll get to the bird thing in a bit.
okay. So what ends up happening is that they are accompanied by this they receive this like news of like trying to find this no before that there was a
Wow. Okay,
flashback.
we're gonna like
Yeah.
take
You
over from here.
skip.
Yeah, I'm skipping some stuff.
Anthony, you're fired.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm out of
dude,
it
You
today
have
'cause
failed this podcast.
I'm out of it today because I'm kind of tired. Still.
Okay,
Right,
so for those of you still listening after Anthony's terrible excuse of a attempted summary,
quiet.
sorry, Anthony.
The subs, man, the subs.
Yeah. So, just to recap real quick. The mystery guy with the suitcase, Sayonji, comes by Takahita's father's grave, tries to pay his respects, and says to Takahita's father, who's already dead, to the grave, saying, "Watch me accomplish what you had started," which kind of gives the ominous feeling of, oh god.
dun dun
He,
dun.
he and Takahita's father were in league, meaning they had something to do with whatever happened in the past. So, around the same time, Mikado comes by to also pay his respects to Takahita's father's grave, which I thought was kind of awkward.
This
but
isn't.
okay.
This set up an interesting
Mhm.
dynamic because Makoto respects Takeru's father, but he hates Takeru.
I think he has some like serious beef with the dad too, like.
Mhm.
Because I remember, like, when I was watching it in overtime, he actually did call him a fool. But the overtime actually kind of like, gives some of the characters like more like decent amount of dialogue when it comes to like, trash talking or bad mouthing, some of the characters or whatever. That's my only thing. Other than that, the TV Nihon still, does better in the subs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So, Mikado and the guy don't really interact or anything, so that's the end scene. Meanwhile, Takeru has gone back down to the lab and sees his father standing in front of the monolith. And Takeru gives a really passionate speech about how he won't hesitate anymore. He's going to study luminaries, and become a better person, attain the true power of everything, come back to life, all that good stuff. And he ends with the famous quote that we all love and know: "I will live my life burning brightly forever."
Foreshadowing.
However, that was a dream. His father wasn't really there. He was sleeping.
But the cool thing about
Brings
the thing I like about his father though is that his father's actually played by the guy who played Yellow Lion in JoJo Sentai Live Band, so that's pretty cool. I mean, he was one of my favorite guys in that Sentai, so yeah.
So,
Morgan.
real quick, I'm kind of concerned and kind of frightened by the idea. I just realized this. He was dreaming, implying he was asleep, implying that he could sleep because he's dead. I don't understand.
Tokusatsu logic.
Yeah,
Yay.
they don't really flesh out the constraints of being a ghost that well.
Ghost.
But that's not what it's about. It's more about a teenager who was killed trying to come back to life and bettering himself along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
not a big deal in the long run.
It really
I mean-
isn't, but it's kind of made me stop and think.
Yeah,
I mean, it may be. I mean, it's a minor nitpick, and I mean, I can see people like pointing that out, but it's nothing to like hate the series over or anything.
Oh no, definitely not, but still something worthy of mention at least.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, once Takeru is actually awake and not, asleep, because he's a... You know what? I'm over that. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's over. He heads outside to start training, now a bit more determined than before to actually win and do better, make his father proud, because he's like, well, father visited me in my dreams, and I must try and make father proud of me.
Hmm.
Even though father father died 10 years ago, but whatever, you know. Around the same time, Akari starts to wonder about, like, their old childhood friend Mikado, who, yes, I'll just come out and say it right now because otherwise I'll get confused later on trying to keep track of what y'all know and what y'all don't know. Mikado is Spectre. Mikado is also the childhood friend of Akari and Takeru. There, I
Well,
said it.
and I don't really. I mean, they kind of hinted at this, like in the last episode, where because there was a scene where Makoto was attacking Akari, and and he could have killed her, but then he backed off, and then his sister and the Icon hinted that he had a past with Akari, so that was kind of foreshadowing, but
Hmm.
I think this is like bringing stuff in a little too fast, especially since like they're also because in this episode Takaru also remembers Makoto, and there was
Yeah.
nothing ever hinted
Yeah.
that he had a friend named Makoto. I mean,
It would have
you could
been.
have
Would have
It
been
would
we could
nice
have.
have
to
at least
know.
had a scene in the first episode where it was his 18th birthday, where like him like wondering, hey, I'm turning 18. Maybe my friend Makoto will come and like visit me or something like that.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he never stops to wonder, like, 10 years ago his friends just vanished out of nowhere. Where'd he
yeah.
go?
Because what I was thinking
And,
was, oh, so go
yeah,
ahead, Riz.
no,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, good, good. I'm good.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Say something.
God, always trying to talk over me.
You did the worst timings.
No, you
Eh,
do.
Anyway, and what I was saying was that like, you guys remember when like the last episode we saw like Makoto just staring like menacingly at Tiger. I was thinking that like maybe he did recognize him. He was like, oh, hey, Koto, like long time no see, whatever. Bye.
No, I think Takeda's personality more of a, oh my god, Mikado's here. Oh my god, Mikado needs some. Mikado needs some. He'll like go crazy and like go hug him and like say what's going on, where's Cannon, and all that good stuff. But none of that happened.
And I think what would happen is that Makoto would have just decked him in the face, like, bitches.
Yeah. So the thing that like really got to me, like what we're saying here, is that Mikado and Takeru, they have a past, but why is Mikado all of a sudden want to kill him? Makes zero sense.
And you couldn't have at least hinted on this past, like maybe, I mean, at least in episode 5. I mean, because I don't know, in episode
Yeah.
5, you were, because, I mean, in episode 5, the only thing that Makoto did was just, like, act like a jerk. You could have at least given some hints that he had a past with Hikaru.
Yeah,
I know,
as a
right?
fan.
Oh, I can hear that still?
Yeah.
I mean, so, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I've seen stories that have been kind of rushed even worse in tokusatsu shows, but, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ghost has an issue with fast pacing.
And we'll be talking a little bit more about the pacing a little bit at the end of this episode, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
It's interesting, but we'll get there when we get there. Don't worry. We have a long way to go still.
Hmm.
so I mean,
So yeah. They're starting to wonder like what happened to Mikado, and they have a flashback to when Mikado and Takeru are kids, and they have these newspaper swords because kids have newspaper swords and trying to be like kendo masters, and the two of them are sparring, and Takeru asks for a timeout, and Mikado taunts him saying, "How can you call for a timeout? I mean, you're just so weak. Giving up already. I win." And Takeru's like, in typical Takeru fashion, even now, like 10 years later, "Don't say that. I haven't lost it. I don't believe I've lost. It's not over. I believe in myself. Blah blah blah." And Mikado's like, "Pfft, so stubborn.
So yeah, they've been rivals since childhood.
Which makes sense given the way they're acting right now, but it still doesn't explain why he wants to kill him.
yeah,
Well,
they felt more like friendly rivals, like maybe in the guard, like maybe someone like I really hate to like go like down this level, but maybe like an Ash and Gary sort of rivalry. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, obviously 10 years passed, whatever. It's not a big deal to them in time. However, Takara goes back down to the basement for real this time. Not a dream, not a whatever. He's actually in the basement this time, looking for Gramps, because he wants help on figuring out what's next. And, well, Gramps is not there. Surprise at a sensory, dude. He's never there.
Nope.
Instead, we find a lantern and a clock with notes saying, "Yo, these are really awesome and useful. Use them." But no hints on what the lantern and the clock do, because if you look at a lantern, you're like, oh, I guess I can light my way in a dark alley, but I have a cell phone that can light it for me. Or hey, a clock. That's really useful for anything at a time, but again, I have a cell phone. I can look at my clock up. I can look at the time of my clock on the phone.
So I think that these ghost gadgets are pretty cool. Like so far, they're probably like the best civilian gadgets in a Kamen Rider season because I mean they do more than just scout. Like as we'll find out later, like the clock can be a gun or something, so you could
Yeah.
actually defend yourself with that. Unlike like I mean the Camroids and O's were pretty cool. Uh, the food roids in Forza made absolutely no sense. Like a space theme series has like roids made out of like a hamburger and a hot dog. Yeah, that makes
Yeah, that
perfect
was dumb.
Well, we do have a henshin device that is a burger, so I mean,
Oh yeah,
just
people.
saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Let's not think about that.
Yeah.
Um, but and I mean the familiars in Blizzard were okay. I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just I can't remember those guys doing really much of anything. But of course that's Wizard in a nutshell. I can't really remember much from it. But moving on. But yeah, these all these gadgets are pretty cool with like they're animals, which is kind of I mean they're themed after animals, which is like the standard thing from scouts. But they're pretty. But I mean they're cool. Like they have their uses outside of just being like, okay, you robot, like you go over there, you go over there, and just scout, and then after that, just I don't know, you just disappear or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these things are pretty cool. Like I guess I mean Gramps is literally saying like these things are awesomely useful, and they kind of are. But we'll find out more about that later.
Yeah. Anyway, while that's going on, Takeda notices on the whiteboard in the room that Gramps has also left a clue to the next icon. And dun dun dun, it's
The next
Billy
icon.
the Kid.
Billy the Kid.
So, I kind of want to stop here in a second and talk about the fact that the magnets are Drive and Ghost, respectively.
Yeah, we can probably assume that this episode probably takes place after the whole Kamen Rider Ghost versus Kamen Rider Drive special. I mean,
I actually think this happened after. Or well, no. Or what you said before.
no, I
I
said
said
after.
after.
Yeah.
I mean, and even if it doesn't happen after, I mean, like we saw in like a previous episode that this does happen after the Drive finale where Takaru met Shinosuke, so
Yeah.
they would at least know there. I mean, I don't know.
I'm
I
pretty
haven't
sure.
seen that movie, so I wouldn't know if this would take place because I mean I don't know what
I'm,
Spectre's
pr-
doing in that movie, but
I'm pretty sure this happened before. This had to have happened before the Ghost Drive crossover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
still, I mean it's a cool. But even then, I mean Kamen Rider Drive was kind of big in that city. Like everybody was talking about Drive,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like,
so it does make in universe sense that he'd have his own magnet.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
so that's a cool
I
continuity
guess.
nod. So yeah, I like it. It just kind of gives all us Drive fans a reminder that we had a great season then, and we're having a pretty good season right now. So,
Yeah.
although of course Riz has to get back to watching it, but we'll talk more about that later. So,
Yeah. I'll get to
But
it in due
anyway.
time.
But anyway.
While they're looking at the Billy Get a Kid clue, Onari runs down and tells them they have a new case. And it turns out it's this guy who's talking about like how his best friend ever is insane. So he's like, yeah, so my bro lives in this apartment complex. We've been friends for all our lives. We have like our own like secret bro handshake thing because we're bros, and it's all cool because bro sips are awesome and stuff.
hmm
But I think my bro's an imposter because the bro didn't recognize my bro handshake with him. He was like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. And the bro's like, well, bro, you should know me because I'm your bro. So He's like, can you help me? Can you help me get my bro like unweirded? Because I want my bro back. Because he's my bro. And while they're doing all this, they're also get information from Shibuya and Naruto. Narita?
Naruto.
Yes, from Naruto. Believe it.
Yeah, those
God.
guys are the two like other people. I guess they're like lower than
Onari.
Onari. Like they work
Onari.
at the Daitenku temple.
So they come running in with this
There's
information
peons.
that Cyanzoni?
Sayonji.
Sanji.
Cyanzi, thank you.
Science, yeah.
Cyanzi, that he's into Western Stop and that they have to go there if they want to have any hope of, catching him, getting everything sorted out, all that good stuff. But the bro's standing there like, bro, I have a request to make of you, bro. Like, you can't just leave me alone here. You gotta help my bro out. Like, my bro needs help. So, Takuro says, look, I'll go with bro. You and Akari go check out Cyanzi. You guys take the lantern and the clock. They may come in handy, but good luck figuring out what they actually do. Yeah, good luck. Y'all are in there. I'm with my bro friend here to go find his bro childhood friend.
And for the record, these characters actually do have names, but we're just going to be calling them the bro and the other bro because
Because, they're only going to last like 1 or 2 episodes. So,
And
screw it.
also, Riz had way too much fun. Just wanted to stop and use their real names.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, really. Saneo and
I think it's Tomonari.
Tomonari. Those names are boring. I'm having more
Yeah.
fun doing the bro thing, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we're on team bro Daiguren anyways. I mean, it's all good. Anyway, so Takuru goes with the bro to go find his other bro at the bro apartment complex. And while they're walking around the apartment complex, they realize that all the neighbors are like looking at them like, bro, what are these guys doing here? What are they up to? This is not normal. And Takeru's like, bro, these guys are kind of like looking at us. What do we do? And bro's like, yeah, this is a brand new event that's been going on like the last few weeks. Ever since my bro got turned into like a not bro. And while they're walking around looking at all this, they see the bro. And the bro's just standing right there, like, doing his own business, no big deal. So
Not
the
acting like a bro.
Not acting like a bro. So the bro walks up to the bro and is like, hey, bro, secret handshake. Come on, let's go. And the bro's
And then
like,
the bro's like, I'm not your bro, guy.
yeah. So,
Not my bro.
And then the bro's like, I'm not your guy, pal.
yeah, so the bro's like, bro, but we're bros. The bro's like, I don't know who you are, so stop talking to me, bro.
Go away.
So the bro's like, you see what I mean? This isn't my bro anymore. Make him my bro again. I miss my bro. So,
Yeah, he's a guy now.
yeah,
he's
like-
obviously being controlled by a Ganma. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody once you
Takuru
Yeah.
actually realized that he's being controlled by a Gama. Before he can act, the bro's like, you and I are friends forever, bro. Even if we die, bro. And while they're like in the middle of like talking, everyone just gets like blasted by a strong gust of wind, and the bro gets knocked back into the fence, and the other bro that's not being a bro just leaves because bro's like, whatever, bro, you're not really important to me. So, we see finally the Ganma of the week, and it's a bee-looking female Ganma, which I want to say is our first female Ganma of the season.
Yep.
Yeah,
It is.
it's official.
So,
So,
There are girls in this.
Interesting.
Wow,
And with the Ganma-
ours are low, dude.
so with
There
the
you
Ganma
go.
revealed, Takaru fights, and guess what happens? Do you think A, Takaru beats the Ganma, B, Takaru turns into a god and is somehow able to do something else, or C, Spectre shows up? And if your answer is C,
Wait, no, you forgot the most important choice of the entire list.
which one?
D, the bro recognizes the other bro and is like, bro! And the other bro's like, bro! And they did a secret bro handshake, and they're all bro-tastic because they're bros,
Okay, so if your answer was C, duh. So,
That'd be
If your
honest.
answer is D, also duh, but that's not what happens. So the correct answer is C. Spectre appears.
This
he
man
somehow is.
Spectre. This man Spectre can't let Takaru live. Even though he's dead. But
No, but it's like, well, I don't have a life, so I'm just going to keep on trolling this other Kamen Rider and make sure that he doesn't have any
like
life.
seriously, he
Well,
just shows
doesn't
up
isn't
all the
Mikado
time.
alive?
What?
Whenever
Isn't
Takaru is
Mikado
out.
actually a living person?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So then you have it backwards, Ronald. Mikado has a life. He's the one to make sure Takeda doesn't have a life forever.
No, but yeah, I
You
seriously
know,
have.
that is actually true. That is kind of true, I guess.
Still, I have to wonder how Makoto was just like tracking Dekaru and able to find him.
Seriously. Like
Like,
almost every time he's outside, he's like, yeah, he's over there.
and the fight doesn't even go on, and like the fights don't even go on for like 10 seconds. It's like,
Yeah. He barely even starts a fight, and then Spectre's like, hey man, I know you ain't starting a fight without me.
Yeah, man, it's not cool, bro. You gonna fight me? I'm your opponent now.
I'm
No,
your
man,
opponent.
you're fighting me now.
but while we've pretty much repeated ourselves with Spectre showing up, this time it isn't just a one-sided fight where Spectre just wails on Tikaru and he just like gets his butt kicked. But okay, so they fight a little bit. They both go to alternate forms. Tikaru uses Masashi and Makoto uses it's pronounced Nobunaga.
Nobunaga!
Nobunaga!
And
No.
they fight. Spectre. There is like Spectre asks him if he's made his decision, and Takaru says that he hasn't changed his mind and he's going to protect everyone and he's going to come back alive. So of course, Spectre has to spout his whole snooty like, "Oh, you are such a fool" or something like that, and so then they use their Omega drives, and this time Takaru doesn't win, but it ends in a draw. Like they both get blown away.
Yeah, this
So
time Takaru didn't get mollywopped like last time.
so
He actually,
Takaru has gotten.
he
He actually improved.
Say wrong.
yeah.
So Takaru has gotten stronger, which Spectre does acknowledge.
Yay.
Then but he's not gonna let Takaru win. But then here comes the bro, and he's calling for Takaru, and so Makoto leaves.
And the bro's like, my bro's gone, man. What do we do? So Tucker says, wait here, I'm gonna go figure out what's going on.
With your bro.
I'm gonna go find your bro, don't worry. So, y'all talk about Mikado, the water place yet?
Yeah, we're at there.
Water, please.
Okay. So, Mikado's at the river, thinking about what Takeda had said before, about when they were kids, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And
He's talking to his little sister, Ken, and
in the little icon, because that's
And-
totally normal.
Kennen's like, bro, son, you can't be doing this.
Ronald, if you're gonna say it right, okay?
Hey, she's a female.
In this instance, it's Oni-chan!
Yeah. Oni-chan. Oni-chan.
So
Oni-chan.
You only use the bro for the bros only.
Yeah, man, you gotta get it right.
We have the brainwashed bro, and then we have the bro that's trying to save him.
and for anybody who likes exposition, this scene is chock full of exposition. So
Yes, oh my god. It's like they compacted a whole bunch of different stories into one episode.
To cut a long story short, so Makoto's there. He's talking to his sister, so he's not saying what he's thinking. And then Sionji appears, and we actually find out his name here. We just were referring to him as Sionji because, well, referring to him all was just the mysterious man. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But and he's saying that he's helping Aron, the who was like the leader of the, I guess, some kind of leader figure of the Gamma. So then after that, Sionji asks Makoto if he and his sister were the ones that got sucked into the Ganma world 10 years ago. So that's a big plot twist.
That explains where Makoto's been all this time.
Yeah.
And what happened there was that there was like this like he reveals that there was this experiment that he was working with Ryu, that's Takaru's dad, and they were ghost hunters, and they were doing a lot of research on the Ganma and the Ganma world, which is where the monolith came from. And as part of the experiment, like they were able to open up a portal to the Ganma world, and that accidentally sucked Makoto and his sister inside. So, and then after that, Sionji hears Kanon speaking in the icon and asks about it, and Makoto suddenly gets incredibly angry, and he says like, "Talk about my sister again, and I'll kill you," or something. And so Sionji, realizing how scary it is, in fact, he does actually say how scary in his line. He leaves, uh, and well, Makoto flashes back to his sister getting sucked into the Gamma world. Uh, and, he just once again vows that he's going to get all 15 of the icons. Then after that,
Dumb.
so then after that, he meets with Aaron. And, he asks, yeah, Alan or Aaron. I don't know. I mean, but so he asks him who Sionji is, and he just said like, Sionji's just like some guy who's helping me out, like it doesn't really matter. And so and he asks like Alan if he knows what happened 10 years ago, but Alan doesn't know. So, but he does give Makoto the Edison icon because I think it was in the last episode. He actually gave him the Edison icon to do some studying on. But now that he's done with it, he's given it back to Makoto because he thinks it could be of some use to him. And so now we do a scene change. Sion G has arrived at the Western shop, and this and there is this hat that belonged to Billy the Kid that is there at the shop. And while this is happening, Onari and Akari, they're watching, and in a strange sense, like Sion-G is revealed to have power similar to the Ghost. In fact, we actually revealed that there's a Ghost driver in his bag. So that's pretty weird. I mean, does he have some Kamen Rider form? I don't know. But yeah, he's pretty much able. He's able to draw like an eye symbol over the head, which then results in him creating a Billy the Kid icon. So after that, he leaves because he has what he wants, and Onari and Akari they follow him, and Onari and Akari they follow him to this warehouse, and then they try to confront him so that they can get the icon, but Sionji hears them, and when they try to confront him, Sionji accidentally drops the Billy the Kid icon, and Onari grabs it, but then Sionji summons two basic Gamma, the foot soldiers for this season. Yep. And of course they can't see it, but a cool ability that this lantern thing that it has is that it's able to shine light onto the Gamma and reveal them.
Which makes the revealing powder useless.
Yeah, so I really like that gadget, but I just have to. I feel sorry for Akari. She worked so hard on that mist, and now it's just completely obsolete.
Yep.
Though it does beg the question of why didn't Gramps give them this gadget and
the answer is so simple, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
There's a real simple answer for this thing.
Yeah, that's what
Gramps is a troll.
Exactly.
It's too complex for you to understand.
Yeah, okay,
Gramps is a troll. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Right. Or I could just go with Brack's explanation. Too complex for you to understand. So.
Or Ghost's explanation of... There's a simple explanation for this.
Gramps is a troll, I guess. But...
Anyway.
So they get attacked. But what happens is that the clock is revealed to have a bat form, and it's able to use this sound wave that it emits, kind of like a sonic wave that bats actually use. That it distracts the Ganma, and they're able to escape, and then they follow to Takaru. So while that's happening, Takaru,
Found a bro.
yeah, he's found the bro and all of his
So
zombie bros, like a big zombie bro gathering, and
and they're all like walking like a big zombie bro crowd. Like, it's like squad goals. Like you gotta have your squad on point.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
squad has to be fleek. Ready to go on a moment's notice.
Smells like
Everything. And they're walking around, and Takeda's like, "Bros, where y'all going? Looking all fleek." And the bros are like, "Shut up, human. We don't care about you." So Takeda's like, "You're controlled by Ganma, bro." And the bros are like, "No, we're not." I'm obviously over exaggerating a little bit of this, but yeah.
Oh no, no, you're under exaggerating.
then so Takaru looks at
So
their necks and he realizes why they're bros because they all
they
have like this little bro thing on their neck, which
it's
is
called a
controlled.
B, but for the bros, it's another bro item under. It's like a necklace charm. It's like a necklace
Is it?
charm thing.
It's like a tattoo that all bros put on their necks to make sure, like, yeah, we're bros.
Yeah.
So
So he uses his sword and stops them all up. Except he misses one. He misses the anti-bro, the one who got away,
How do
the
you
one
miss
that we
that?
all started about, the entire reason we're here, and he just forgets about it. Like no big deal. NBD, man, NBD.
dang it, Takaru.
Like bro just runs off, and Takeda's like, "Oh lol, I got all the bros. I'm happy." And it just nobody's happy because the bro's still not a bro.
So of course, since Takaru just killed a bunch of her babies, the queen bee shows up. That's the Gamma, by the way,
Queen Bee.
and
Not a bro, by the way.
yeah, and she attacks Takaru and he henshins, and thankfully Spectre does not show up this time. But what happens is, so Takaru attempts to use Damashi, but then the Ganma she like creates like hundreds of these, so now he has to deal with like a swarm of them. Uh,
Oh
but then Onari and Akari they arrive, and after they use the lantern to make the bees visible, uh, she Akari gives the Billy the Kid icon to Takaru,
no!
and he
Billy the Kid.
transforms to his Billy the Kid, uh, Billy the Kid Damashi, where he uses both his gun saber thing in its gun mode and the clock bat thing that they used to find Dakaru that also becomes a gun. So that's pretty useful actually. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh
So
yeah, and this fight's supposed to be like a reference to how Billy the Kid could like shoot bees or something like that. Like his accuracy was that great or something like that.
yeah, exactly with that. Like with the enhanced accuracy, Dakaru's able to uh, like beat the Gamma down to her full body form. Then Urison pops up because he always has to be there to be like some Deus Ex Machina thing, and he uh,
Exposition.
he has Takaru combine his two guns together. They form a rifle, and he uses his Omega Impact to finish the Gamma off. But of course, because Kamen Rider Ghost has suddenly decided that it wants to transition into the two-part formula of most Kamen Rider seasons, the Gamma does not die. Uh,
For
two
once.
base, two foot soldiers show up, the same ones that Sionji summoned. They capture Onari and Akari. The B Gamma is still alive, and so of course when and of course it has fused with the construction site, so it's become big. So of
Y'all
course,
know what time it is,
Can,
kids.
Captain Gusto.
can we just like comment on how like this is like the first Gamma that has not died in one episode?
It's the
Yep.
first of a two-parter. I mean, it's gonna happen.
No, yeah, because like
This
it's
is
been a
like the
while since
first
we've seen this.
two-parter. This is like the first two-parter in Ghost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm
So,
shocked by that. I'm like, wow, this is the first Gamma that hasn't like
and the
died, and
episode
it has
ends.
the first two-parter.
Yeah. So she's probably one more powerful Gama, I guess we can say.
Mm-hmm.
But
Either
then,
that or Taku is just a bad shot, which is ironic because he's just an ability kid.
Right?
Really, the
How
this
could you
episode's
miss?
called
He's
the
two
Legendary
feet in front
Gunman.
of
How can
you.
you be a Legendary Gunman if you don't take out a Gama with only one shot?
How could you miss? He was right in front of you.
look, man. He had a lot of things going on. He had to
I
deal
was,
with the
I, was trying,
bros.
I was trying to
Did you
imitate him.
think?
He was trying to reunite the two bros together, and he failed. He was starting to feel bad about it because he realized, man, I let that bro down. His
Yes,
bro
but the
got
fact that
away.
he. Yes, but I don't think that he took like aiming class at the same class that stormtroopers did.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He clearly did.
I mean, and I'm talking more about the original trilogy stormtroopers because the one that's in the Force Awakens are actually pretty good at shooting. But that's
Well,
beside the point.
yeah, Finn's a badass.
But yeah, so the episode ends. Of course, since the monster grew, of course, Takaru has to summon the Gokai Galleon ripoff. It's called Captain Hook, and
Go, Kagawa!
he transforms it into the Iguana Ghost Striker, which looks a lot to like reference Star Wars again, which looks a lot like that giant lizard thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi
You're
rode
welcome
in.
for that reference.
And
Because that's totally what I noticed the other day.
yeah, of course. And they attack, and the episode ends with him like ramming the monster, and that's it. The like to be continued.
TBT. Wait,
G-Kite, Kamen Rider Ghost.
TBC. To be continued. There you go. TBT. That's Throwback Thursday. Wow.
Wow.
So, final thoughts on this episode, people?
It is very, very expository. That's for sure.
I felt like we were just like throwing like a whole bunch of stuff at us. Like it's just like here's exposition, and we're just kind of like, whoa, chill, exposition. We don't need all this. And we got the bro stuff we're dealing with. We don't need this.
And I think this episode alone can. I mean, it's a good episode. I'm not gonna lie. Like it is pretty good, but the problem is that like I think it's like a cool. It's like a big sign of how fast Ghost pacing is. Because I mean, because I keep in mind like there's 15 icons and we probably have like less than two that need to appear. Plus, I mean, spoiler alert, we actually find that like almost all the icons have actually appeared. Like they probably have appeared at this point in a later episode, but yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, like the whole past with Makoto coming in, like, I mean, it's cool
That
that they
should have
have
been
that
hinted
past.
earlier.
I mean, it's cool that they have a past because, I mean, if anything, that's what I like what they're doing with secondary writers these days because like way back in because like there are several shows where the secondary writers are just characters that they just like tack on.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like so, and like but with other series, it's like they have like a personal past with like the uh main writer, or they have like some form of past. So I really like it when they do that. But I mean, to bring it up like just out of nowhere without any hints to it, that's pretty bad pacing on that part.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I think what we can really be kind of concerned about, like, as far as the pacing goes, is that, you know, I mean, like, I think what I don't like here is that, like, has there been an episode that we've had yet where a new icon hasn't, like, been created? I mean, like, because there's like 15 icons and we're like getting like one new icon like almost every episode.
I
So
don't think we got one on episode 2.
it,
Episode 2 is Edison.
was it? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think that's like the hugest
So,
thing.
Masasu was episode 1. Episode 2 was Edison.
Mhm.
What was
Episode 3 was Robin Hood. 4 was Newton.
But Newton was in a crossover,
It was
right?
actually Nobunaga.
Yeah,
And
Like
kinda Nobunaga. Five was like an official use of Nobunaga and using. Wait, was this the one where? Yeah, yeah, both Nobunaga and Tutankhamun
Yeah.
debuted.
What's really ironic is that like I think Nobunaga was like 9. I think like Tukamen was like 10 because like they have numbers on the icons.
Yeah, and then the episode right before this was dang, what was episode 6?
Episode 6 was Beethoven, right? No. Was it? Yeah, episode 6 was Beethoven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it was.
so but yeah, that but yeah, so I mean that's like the point that I'm trying to make. Like they're moving way too fast with introducing all of these new icons. Like I mean, like
When this series started, honestly, I thought that we would like first get maybe up to Newton and then we'd have a break before he got more.
Yeah, I thought he would like get up until like
'Cause
Robin
they
and
all
get like, a couple more after that.
Yeah, because always with the like the previews for Ghost and stuff before the series even started, they always kind of portrayed they always portrayed Musashi, Edison, Newton, and Robin Hood as kind of the main core kind of
mhm.
Yeah, he
ones. I mean, those are the ones that show up in the opening that are all like flying around Tucker. So I figured those would be like his first like starter set.
his go-to set. Yeah.
Yeah, before we started getting all these other ones,
But then, but since there's 15 of them, they have to like that diverse that a bit. But they sometimes they do lack in like receiving, their moment to shine. Like
yeah,
Beethoven, for instance.
Beethoven.
And this whole like search for the icons thing, like I mean, what they're doing is perfectly fine, but I think if they wanted to like drag out this whole like actually make this story a bit more interesting, like I mean, and of course, I'm gonna bring up those again, but I can't really help it because I just love that series. But
Me too.
Hmm.
but and I mean, I think everybody knows what I'm gonna say here. Like, so O's kind of had a plot similar to this. Like, okay, so the gimmick for O's was like these coin things called core medals, which though unlike Ghost, where you use like one of them, like you had to use like up to three of them in order to become O's. But the whole plot of that series was that like the villains, as well as one of the godlike characters, Ankh, who was kind of a villain, kind of a good guy, like that you'll have to watch the series in order to get what I'm talking about. But um, he and all of his villains are trying to collect all these core metals because that's what helps them like revive. It's like what makes up their bodies and all that. And Eiji, who's Kamen Rider O's, while he's trying to also protect the world from the greed, he's also helping On collect his core metals. And and the cool thing was that like when O starts, like there's no new core metals that ever appear. Like all the core metals are pretty much already out there, and like almost every episode will end like maybe Eiji will gain a core metal, but then he'll lose like two of them, or maybe he'll gain three and then like lose one, or something like that. Like it's just an internal struggle that never
Hmm.
really ended. Like, and I always would have liked if that would be like with Ghost. Like maybe he could loot like he starts off with maybe like one icon and like maybe gaining like two or three icons after that is fine, but then, like by the middle of the series, of like where we're at now, he could like maybe lose an icon, but then gain
Yeah,
another.
They're losing a
So,
lot.
exactly.
so like because that would make it a bit more interesting and probably make the Gamma out to be pretty successful villains.
Hmm.
Especially since like we have like several different factions now because we have Spectre, who's kind of neutral, and then we have the Ganma, and then we have the Mystery Man, who yes, he's saying that he's kind
Sayanji.
of the Gamma,
Angie.
but like he might as well just be a different faction, and then we have Ghost. So I think, if anything, this whole like struggle for like that was done in O's would work perfectly in this scenario.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think they actually are doing that, but just not as effective as of now.
Cause I do like the aspect, like you were saying before about how like taking like an icon, receiving an icon. I feel like that element brings out more like the tension better. Like you said before, you know, like he has a chance of winning, but he also has a chance of losing as well.
Yeah.
Because the good guy, the struggle of good guys always win, but at the same time, the bad guys can have their little win too. Like for instance, I know this is like off topic since this is not Toku related, it's Powers related with what they did with SPD.
Hmm.
In SPD, they thought they were winning, but they were secretly losing because Grum was secretly planning all these events behind the Rangers' backs and stuff.
Yeah, and Grunt managed to like steal all those diamonds and that gold and all that, which ended up
Yep.
helping in the end.
Yep. Exactly.
So, I mean, I don't know, like, I guess the way, but I think to just like kind of go back and like the reason why I brought up that whole thing with like why there should be more of a struggle for the icons. I just think that it all kind of comes back to this episode kind of showing how kind of quickly paced this series is. Like it's not as bad as something like an Operation Overdrive where like it's moving so fast that you can't even understand what's going on. But at the same time, I mean, in this episode alone, we find out about Makoto and Kanon's past and Sionji's past, and you know, Dakaru suddenly has a friend named Makoto. So I mean, all of these could, I mean, like maybe you could have revealed like each of these in like several past episodes, especially since we haven't even seen much of Sionji in the past, and yet now we're just suddenly deciding. So, yeah. Uh, that's kind of the negative parts, but the positives are that it shows how far Dakaru has come since he began. Which I know is technically not saying much since we're still in the beginning of the series, but we
And
have seen that he's gotten stronger.
we've established some relationships going on between Takeru and Makoto and Takeru with Sayonji. So
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, and given how we've all pretty much caught up, like we can pretty much guarantee you that the series is going to get better as time goes on. This episode just kind of brought up way too many plot elements at the same time. Like, I
yeah.
mean, maybe it had something to do from behind the scenes. Like maybe the writers were just arguing, and then they suddenly decided to like do this, so they had to like cram it all in this one episode. But I mean,
Mm.
but I don't know. I mean, it it's still a good episode. Like
Yeah.
Ghost has yet to put out a bad episode, which is pretty good.
It's impressive.
Very. Like I said, the only problem I had with it was too much exposition on like characters who just happened to be in the story. I'm like, really? Now you put them in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Billy the Kid Davashi is pretty cool though, as far as new forms go. I
Yeah.
like.
Mm.
Like all
So,
they had to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead, Anthony.
Because like all they had to simply had to do was like introduce the name, just drop names and hints in like the beginning. That would have been established the character early on, and then we had to figure out who that person was. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is the guy that was talking about. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like it's a cool new form. Hopefully, it's not just gonna end up like Beethoven and just be like one that they only use this one episode, and then suddenly it just becomes irrelevant. But yeah, it's I don't think there's really much that we can say about this episode other than that
Yeah.
it may have been a little too expository, but it's still good.
I do
I
have
mean,
one thing to say.
yeah, go ahead.
It was brotastic.
Very
Yeah.
grotesque.
Very both.
Yep. But yeah, I will also say that I'm glad that Ghost is now kind of starting to transition into the two-part formula because I don't know, I just kind of always liked that formula. Like, I think it made
Yeah.
Kamen Rider a little bit more unique in comparison to Sentai. So, I mean, hopefully
Well,
it'll be more like
Super
Rise.
Sentai did it too. Super Sentai did it too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, not as frequently. Like, sometimes Super Sentai will have those standalone episodes. So, like, I mean, I'm not sure how to explain it. Like, I mean, I think, like, just the two-part formula is a bit confident, I guess you could say.
Hmm, I guess.
But yeah, this, yeah, well, and we'll pretty much be talking about part two next time. But, as far as, like, for our first episode of a, two-parter goes, this episode's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's bro to bro, fantastic.
Hmm?
Bro.
Anyway, any final thoughts?
I just said I'm
I
good.
think those were our final thoughts.
I mean, like any final thoughts, like anything else you want to get out of your
Nah,
chest.
I said my piece.
You said your piece, Ronald. I mean, I know you got like your qualms about not saying anything in episode 5.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we should probably let Ronald say what he wanted to say
yeah.
about episode
Oh yeah,
5.
Yeah,
yeah.
we kind
Because
of
y'all
forgot to
owe me.
include Ronald on
Because
episode 5.
I subs. These guys owe y'all an apology, okay?
Mhm.
Because they missed out on one of the best scenes in this entire show, okay?
I
When
don't know about that, but okay.
when no no, this is one of the best scenes in Ghost, okay? when when this man Spectre first did his official henshin, and then he was about to come in to take Takuru's icons, and that Ganma was like, "Hey man, get out of the way," and the inspector was like, nah man, whatever." And then the Ganma got butthurt and shot him in the back. And Spectre, he turned around quick, and he just he just stared at that man for a good like 5 seconds, like, boy, you have angered the wrong one. Okay, you're dead. Okay, you're dead to me.
That's just a fun fighter, man.
That was a hilariously badass moment.
Very.
Alright, Ronald, are you happy now? You got enough success
Hey,
finally?
hey, not only am I happy, the subs are happy. We're getting like 500 subs just for explaining that moment. We're all good. Let's go. Wrap this up.
I expect 500 subs by morning now. Alright? If I don't get him, you got a price to pay.
You
You messed with
must.
the wrong podcaster, and Riz is going to do what Spectre did, so.
Yeah.
I'll make it drive you to death.
Alright. We're getting way off topic. We're done here. As always, we are Toku Secrets. We're on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. We're not on video today, and I'm sorry about that, but we had some trouble getting video working tonight, and I didn't feel like fighting it for like another 2 hours, so yeah, where's the audio? I might try doing video in the future. It just kind of depends on how easy it is to do it again, because everything hates us. So, until next time, Toku Secrets out.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
Hey you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.